While the planned shutdown of Mahikeng over service delivery shortcomings was not as intense as expected, schooling in many areas was affected. Many pupils stayed home, while some were allegedly sent home following reports of a possible shutdown. Leaders of the shutdown, who had vowed to close down all roads leading to the CBD, say their action is in protest of the collapse of service delivery, escalating crime and the high unemployment rate in Mahikeng. Well, for more on this story, we cross to SABC News reporter Sentleeng Lehihi, who standing by for us in Mahikeng. Very good afternoon, Sentleeng. Just tell us more about what's happening where you are.
Good afternoon, Nompu and our viewers. Indeed, while we've heard about the planned shutdown for a couple of weeks now, it appears that here on D-Day, life has continued somewhat as normal. Unfortunately, however, while some people have made it to work, many learners here in many schools in the provincial capital have stayed away from schools, with many parents fearing for their safety, fearing that, the planned shutdown may see an escalation, perhaps in violence. But that would be contrary to what the leaders of the shutdown had emphasized as they were speaking in various media platforms, talking about their action not being violent at all, but actually trying to get the attention of those in power to heed to their call for better service delivery, to dealing with high levels of unemployment and escalating levels of crime in this area. We've seen a large number of police contingency in and around Mahikeng trying to ensure that life continues as normal. We've seen, however, that the protesting action intensified this morning in Ramatlabama. You will understand that there is a major artery in the provincial capital that links Mahikeng and neighboring Botswana. But we saw that the police action there actually, managed to disperse the crowds that were gathered there. But let us speak to this issue that is dealing with the impact on the learners. We're joined here by one of the SGB members of one of the schools that have been adversely affected, with less than a quarter of its learners having attended. Tumalano, you've told us that less than a quarter of your learners have attended today. Let's talk about how this impacts a school of this dynamic. It's not the only one in Mahikeng. Many others have also been affected as such.
Yes, indeed, they've been affected. Shutdown today. Bagolo ba tlile le bana ba batisa sekolong mme fela bang ba bone ba buile ka bone go ya gae because ba utlwile kanya gore gona shutdown and bana ba fila gore bana ba bone ga ba sireletsega ha ba le mo sekolong ke sone seo ba ba tshotseng modi wa matitšhere o ile go tlase because bana ga ba ye mo sekolong. In that case they could not teach di lesson di safarile ka ona mokgo.
But you've managed, however, to keep those who've come to school safely behind the gates of the school, trying to keep them here until their parents come collect them.
Yes, we managed. Unfortunately, they had to sit hence, without any lesson taking place today. And as well as the school feeding scheme, it has been affected because and it causes at the end and then the remaining food it has to be thrown away, which becomes a waste, and the expenses of school it becomes a waste.
So today was indeed a wasteful day. But let us talk to you also as a member of the community. Yes, you're a member of the SGB. What is your view on services here in the provincial capital?
My views in the capital is that service delivery is very poor. Ditsela hadio metsi aliswe botlhoka tiro bo go godimo. So we are pleading to the government for at least they should create jobs, especially for the youth, so that we can have a better capital city of our province.
Thank you so much for your time today. Word coming there from a member of the SGB here of one of the schools that have been affected, explaining to us there that today has indeed been a wasteful day. From the school feeding scheme, I beg your pardon, from the attendance of the teachers here and them being out here in their numbers but not necessarily being able to perform their duties, as the numbers do not then correlate with the full numbers that are required for a proper lesson. She's explaining to us there that in as much as she doesn't align herself with any of the shutdown activities, but the issues of service delivery affect them all as residents of Mahikeng, from the need for proper road infrastructure, from the need to adapt address high unemployment rates. That is the reality facing the residents of Mahikeng.